no!
Guys, and welcome to Top 10 Worst Wii Party Minigames. Our first minigame is Flying Fruit. In this minigame, three players have to hide the fruit from one player. There's one problem though. You have to count the fruit exactly, whatever fruit it chooses. There's like three. The Another issue with it is that it's very easy for the one player to just win. Because most of the time, they'll be hiding only the fruit they want to see. And it's very easy because a lot of the shapes are pretty distinct. Like, you can tell the shape of an apple compared to like a strawberry, or like a cherry compared to an apple. It just feels very hard for the to even just be off by one sometimes, although it is possible. I think the only kind of balancing thing is that you do have to be exact, which can be difficult sometimes. But I don't know, I find it pretty easy, which is why it goes on number 10. So this next game is fruit focused. So in this mini game, you basically have to remember the fruit, and then when some of the fruit disappears, you basically just have to figure out what they are. And I just don't like this game. It's just not fun. It's too slow. It's kind of boring. I've never been good at it, and I don't know. That's not a big issue. I'm not good at a lot of mini games I still enjoy, but like for me at least, it's just too hard. And I just about the slow thing. It's just slow, and it's like one of the slowest mini games. It feels like half of like what's that? A swap meet, if you know what I mean, like that puzzle one. That's like one of the shorter main modes in We've already. I don't know. It's just not fun. The next minigame is Shifty Gifts. So in this minigame, you basically just have to balance some gifts on top of each other and make sure they don't fall down. I've never been good at this one, and it's just kind of. It's not generic, but it's kind of again slow paced and just kind of feels like although it's hard, I feel like it's just not really a fun mini game. It just doesn't feel like something I want to consistently come back to. I feel like they could have done a bit more. I think there's a free play because it's like these free play mini games in Wii Party, and I think Shifty Gifts is one of them. I haven't tried that yet, but I feel like it might be better just in the nature of free play mini games in Wii Party. So, at the number 7 spot, it is Lucky Launch. So in this mini game, you just kinda, well, just look at the gameplay. Yep, that's it. It's just all luck. You basically just have to choose a firework and hope it just wins. That's all you can hope for. It's just all luck. And I was never really a fan of the luck-based minigames. I get that there's a lot of luck in the. I'm fine with luck in the game modes, but in the minigames where you're literally playing most of the time to go first or to have an advantage, it just seems a bit unfair to be honest. And it's just kind of boring as well. Next up is Pump Cart Panic. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I've ever seen the end of this minigame. It's easier. Pair mini games are easier versus like with computers and stuff. But I've only ever played this game mostly with just like people, and it's really hard. And it's also kind of just boring, just going up, down, and it's just not fun. And then this is one of those mini games that you don't get often, but when you do get it, you know you're not gonna win, and it's especially like bad if you're playing a game like Balance Boat or something like that. So you don't because you don't want to tip the boat over if you know what I mean. I know you can't really judge something if you've never beaten it, but in this scenario, I think it deserves its spot at number 6. Next up is Cosmic Capers. I've never won this minigame, or at least I can never remember winning this minigame. In this game, it's kind of like a racing themed minigame. You just have to keep pressing 2 and flying around this like figure 8 thing with occasional like boosts and stuff. I've just never figured out this game. It's not that fun either. It's kind of generic. It's some of it just looks like stolen Space Brawl assets. If you've seen that mini game, it's kind of carrying off of that space theme, if you know what I mean. And it's just kind of like not the best theme to get to the end type of race mini game. In my opinion, I think there's better ones for that. And so, yeah, that's basically my views. Next up at number 4, outside of the top 3, is Springtime. In this game, it's basically kind of you just move your Wiimote up and down. It's kind of felt like luck to me, to be honest. And the in-game, the timer, it doesn't help either. It's just kind of, one, it's boring. Two, it's one of those like get to the finish minigame, which there's already a lot of good ones, and this one isn't good. It feels like luck whether you get like a good bounce or not. Like I would do the same maneuver and it would just give me a different one. Like sometimes it would give me the like, nice swirly one. Sometimes it just wouldn't go at all. And I always feel like I would just always get beaten by the computers or other people. Let's see what Party Phil from Wii Party has to say. Follow Your Face is in the top 3 worst Wii Party minigames. To be honest, the music is the only thing that saves this one. You basically just have to, your face gets put into a cup and you gotta follow it. And it's that simple. The thing is, it seems easy. And from this first round, you may be like, oh, what's the big deal? But as you get further on into the round, it gets really hard. Like on the second round, it's it's getting really hard to track it. And even though it is possible, at the end of the second round, it just gets so fast. And then when the third round happens, oh my god, the third round is like literally impossible. It's probably possible, but it is literally impossible. You can barely follow it, and it's going so fast. And a lot of the times, if people are good, they get the first and second round. So now people are tied for 3, and now they can't see what's happening in the third point round. Nobody wins except by pure guessing. It was skill for the first 2 rounds. Why just make it pure guessing? I just don't get it. I don't get it. Now, get ready for a brief message from Party Phil. Tippy Traverse. In this minigame, you just have to get to the end, except with one twist. You have to balance it between both players. You can have it two unbalanced on one side or 2 unbalanced on the other, or you fall over. This game just feels impossible, and it feels like, even though there's such a long timer, it feels like since you fall off and everything resets, it feels like you have no time to get to the end. And then there's these checkpoints, which I guess is an attempt to make it feel a bit more fair, but it still feels just so long. Just to, once you get to the checkpoint, it feels like, why isn't that the end? It's so hard. And then it gets harder as it goes, which makes it basically harder and harder. Even if you probably get to the first checkpoint, which isn't the hardest thing in the world, you still have to get to the second checkpoint. And then you have to get to well, I'm assuming there's a second checkpoint I haven't seen. And then you have to get to the end. And Party Phil. If you thought all these other minigames were bad, you haven't even seen Crybabies, dude. It is annoying, it is slow, and it just is bad. You basically just have to shake the Wii remote to the heart and thing, and it's just not fun. Like, sure, I could probably, with enough practice, get down the right timings and stuff, but that would require me to practice Wii Party. I already do like speedruns and stuff. I don't need to practice games that I'm not even gonna play while I'm speedrunning. It just, the baby's cries are annoying. The music is just not good. It just feels like everyone else around me is winning and I'm not. It just feels unfair and it feels slow, even though it's pretty fast. I just anytime this mini games comes up, I know immediately I'm gonna lose. It's just that bad. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And uh oh, oh, 1 second. I think I heard something.